The exam begins with the nozzle on the ground. You pick the nozzle up, place it over your shoulder with one hand remaining on the nozzle at all times. You'll follow the proctor around the barrels. You place 1 foot in the box and continue following the proctor to the circle. Place the nozzle within the circle. Continue around the outside of the barrels. Pick up the nozzle. Place the hose line over your shoulder with one hand on the nozzle at all times. As you proceed out, do not cross over the blue dashed lines on the ground. Place 1 foot within the box. If 1 foot is not placed within the box, you'll be asked to stop, go back to the box, place your foot in it, and continue. You'll then make a left and head into the descending tunnel. One hand must remain on the nozzle at all times. At the end of the descending tunnel, you'll place the nozzle within the circle. If the nozzle is not placed within the circle, you'll be asked by the proctor to make the correction and continue. Between events, you must walk. Within the event, you are allowed to run. The halyard raise is a simulated upper body strength exercise. You must place 1 foot on the beam of the ladder and 1 foot within the circle. Raise the halyard hand over hand, either in the thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs together fashion. Do not allow the halyard to slip within your hands. If the halyard slips within your hands, you'll be asked to stop, lower the ladder, and start the event over again. If the ladder slips within your hands 2 times, you'll be disqualified from the event. You'll pick up the chainsaw, proceed up the ladder, touching every rung until you hit the red rung at the top. You'll then come down the ladder. Skipping steps is allowed. Place the chainsaw back in the box. The next event is the attic crawl. Pick up the flashlight from the blue box and crawl across the simulated attic. As you're moving across the attic, you can use 2 methods: the crab crawl or the hands and knees crawl. With the hands and knees crawl, you can use your feet, your knees, and your hands. The crab crawl is with your feet and your hands. Both methods are acceptable. At the end of the event, you exit the prop and place the flashlight back in the blue box. Within the event, you may run. From event to event, you must walk. Pick up the hammer, place 1 foot on the 2x4 at the base of the prop, and strike the pad 30 times. One hand must remain at the bottom of the hammer at all times. The second hand must slide up and down the handle, simulating swinging an axe. The proctor will count aloud your strikes. If the proctor stops counting, your strikes don't count. Listen to the proctor for his direction and make your correction. After 30 strikes, you'll then come down off the prop, place the hammer back in the blue box, and proceed to the dummy drag. Grab the dummy underneath its arms and proceed around the cones. If you move a cone, simply stop, replace the cone, and continue the event. At the end of the event, place the dummy within the blue square. The torso of the dummy must be within the blue square to continue. Next is the ladder evolution. Grab the ladder in one of 3 methods: the high shoulder, the low shoulder, or the suitcase carry, and proceed left shoulder around the cones. If in the proctor's opinion you lose control of the ladder, you'll be asked to stop, ground the ladder, pick the ladder back up, and continue around the cones. At the end of the event, replace the ladder back onto the tower with the blue painted rungs on the outside of the pegs. This process is not a memory event. The proctors will assist you. If at any time you become confused, ask a proctor and they'll assist you to your next event. Grab the hose pack. Place the hose pack over your shoulder and continue up to the 4th floor of the tower. As you proceed up the tower, you may grab the handrail. You may also skip steps. Note the orange cone. Do not kick the orange cone.
Job. Going up on the 3rd floor. Going to the floor. Good. You have your hose goes flat on the ground. on the ground.
In the box. Flat on the ground in the box.
Place the hose pack flat on the ground within the blue square. Proceed on your hands and knees, crawling around 4 cones on the 4th floor. There'll be a proctor on the 4th floor to guide you through each step. If you move a cone, simply stop, replace the cone, and continue.
Crawl over this hose, around the cone, finish in the next corner.
Round the 4th cone and continue across the blue line noted on the ground. Once you cross the blue line with your helmet, you may then stand up, grab your hose pack, place it over your shoulder, and proceed down the stairwell. As you proceed down the stairwell, you must hit every step. Make sure you use the handrail. If you skip a step, the proctor will stop you. You will return to the step that you skipped and continue the event. As you exit the tower, place the majority of the hose within the blue box painted onto the ground. Grab the set of bottles. You can place the bottles over your shoulder or carry them draped over your arms. Proceed up to the 3rd floor. As you go up the steps, you may skip steps. But remember, as you come down, you must hit every step.
Make a right skip to the top here. Put your bottles.
Place the bottles in the rack and proceed over to the hose raise.
Hand over hand. Nozzle goes in the circle.
Grab the red rope and start pulling the rope until you retrieve the nozzle. Once you grab the nozzle, place the nozzle 8 feet behind you in a blue circle. The majority of the nozzle must be within the blue circle. If you place the nozzle in the blue circle and turn around and the nozzle falls on the ground, continue the event. You're now directed to pull 100 feet of hose over the parapet wall.
50 feet. 25 feet. 5 feet. Just get that coupling over the top.
Once you get that 100-foot coupling over the wall, drop the hose. The proctor will be behind you to unclip your safety harness, retrieve your bottles, and proceed down the tower. As you proceed down the tower, you must hit every step. If you skip a step, the proctor will stop you. You will go back to the step that you skipped and continue the event. As you exit the tower, you must cross the blue line. Once you cross the blue line, your time has stopped. Replace the bottles back in the holster and follow the proctor's instructions to the rehab area underneath the metal awnings.